over the past 12 months, if we are to minus the debacle of the World Cup qualifiers in Zimbabwe, which by now we all know that team was a highly politically selected team in the annals of West Indies cricket. But since January of last year, the ODI team have played three bilateral series. They drew the one in South Africa. They lost 2-1 to India and beat England 2-1. We now move on to Australia for the ultimate test, for they are the world champion. Hello everyone, welcome to a happy Monday morning. Everything just seems lighter. Work seems lighter, the days seem brighter, and there's a joy going through our hearts. I know that you would want to make a lot of comments about the match yesterday, and I appreciate that. However, this morning, let us confine our comments to the selection of the ODI playing 11 for the match against Australia on Thursday. This evening, the whole gang will be here and we will be looking back at the test series in Australia. So let's concentrate on picking the 11 for the match on Thursday. Now, before I do so, however, I would like to go to a question that one member of this community asked me a few days ago. You would recall that he asked me to give my analysis of Chanderpaul to help him to see if he could make more runs. The person was very impressed with how I have analyzed Hodge, and he have seen the difference in Hodge batting and asked me to do the same for Chanderpaul. So when I look at Chanderpaul, the first thing I saw, and I think that he needs to be more upright at the crease. Now, if you look at the left, that is my left, it probably your right, you will see Tej Narayan Chanderpaul. And who better to compare him with than his father, Shivnarine Chanderpaul. And that is why I said, if you look how low he crouches when the bowler is about to deliver, compare that to how upright his father is. I believe that with such a very short time between the ball being delivered and it reaching the batsman, to be crouching that low, you are at a distinct advantage. It limited your stroke play. It limited the number of things that you can do, or the way you react to the ball. So I think that the first thing that Chanderpaul needs to do is to stand more upright when facing the bowler, just like his father. The second thing from this picture, look at the space between Chanderpaul, that's Tej Narayan Chanderpaul. Look at the space between his feet and look at the space between his father's feet. I think that the position that Chanderpaul, Tej Narayan is in is a too relaxed position and he's too set. So his movements is going to be slower, and again, he's going to have less time to react to the ball from that almost set position that he's in. If you look at Tej, it's almost as if he is sitting. When you look at Shivnarine Chanderpaul, it's almost like he's on his toes. So that's the number one recommendation that I would make to Tej Narayan Chanderpaul, to be more upright at the crease and get those feet closer together, that you'll be able to react better. The second recommendation that I would give Tej Narayan Chanderpaul, and I would give this recommendation to every batsman, young, old, senior, it doesn't matter. I would give this recommendation to every batsman. The second recommendation is to bat more socks. Yes, bat more socks. As simple and as old-fashioned as that may be, I have found out that batting socks is one of the best things that a batsman who is trying to stay at the crease can do. A, the socks cannot get tired. that means you can bat it all day. And when I mean batting socks, I mean you put a ball in a socks and tie it up in your ceiling so that the sock it can swing freely, or tie it up in a tree or wherever. That's what I mean by batting socks. So A, it cannot get tired. You can bat it the entire day. It is relentless. It keeps coming back at you. There's no time for a bowler to walk back to the top of his mark, do some things, and then run in. The socks is at you all the time. It keeps coming back. When you are batting socks, you probably hit it maybe 10, 15 times per minute because it keeps coming back at you, coming back at you, coming back at you. It is relentless. The third thing about batting the socks, it does more through the air than any bowling machine, than any bowlers. It swings a lot and it moves all over the place. No bowling machine, no bowler can do that. And the fourth thing about batting the socks is that you have to watch it closely, else you are going to miss it. You have to watch it closely. And so those are the two recommendations that I would give to Tej Narain Chanderpaul. Just like his father, he needs to stand more upright at the crease, and those feet need to be closer together. That's number one. And the second recommendation I would give to Tej Narain Chanderpaul is that he should bat more socks. Now to the West Indies playing 11 for the first ODI International against Australia starting on Thursday. May I remind you of the squad that is in Australia? It is Hope, Joseph, Athanaze, Teddy Bishop, Kartik, Chase, Ford, Greaves, Hodge, Tevin Imlach, Gudakesh Moti, Kajan Utley, Shepherd, Thomas, and Aiden Walsh Jr. Now from that squad that is there, 7 of those players played in the last match against England in December that the West Indies won to take that series 2-1. Those 7, there are 3 batsmen, and those 3 batsmen are Hope, Athanaze, and Kartik. We would expect that those 3 will be in the playing 11 bar injury, for they were in that playing 11 that played in that final match against England. There were 4 bowlers to make up the 11, so 3 batsmen and 4 bowlers, and those 4 bowlers were Joseph, Ford, Shepherd, and Moti. Those 4 bowlers played in that match. So all in all, in this squad, we have 7 players from that match against England that is in the squad. I expect those 7 to be in the playing 11. So 3 batsmen that played in that match, King, Rutherford, and Edmire, is not in the squad. So who are those 3 batsmen that I would use to replace them? Those 3 batsmen I would use to replace them are Greaves, Hodge, and Kajan Utley. So Greaves, Hodge, and Kajan Utley are the batsmen that I would use to replace King, Rutherford, and Edmire. So that makes 10. So now it is 4 bowlers. Do I go with Greaves and Kavim Hodge to make up the bowling for the 5th bowler? To give you that 10 overs for the 5th bowler? Do I go with Hodge and Greaves? Or do I go with an out-and-out bowler? And if I'm going with an out-and-out bowler, do I go with Aiden Walsh to add the leg spin, or do I go with O'Shane Thomas to add the pace? Or stick with the 4 bowlers that I have, because Greaves and Hodge can give us 10 overs between them, and include another batsman in the batting order. When I look at that batting order with Hope, Athanaze, Hodge, Utley, and Greaves, and when you add Shepherd, Ford, and Joseph to it, that's a very long batting order already. Gudakesh Moti have shown in the past that he's capable of scoring runs in ODI cricket. So I think that the batting lineup is sufficient. So I would go with either Aiden Walsh for his leg spin or O'Shane Thomas. in the end, after careful consideration, this is the playing 11 that I'm expecting West Indies to start with on Thursday night. These are the playing 11. Athanaze and Utley to open the batting. Carty and Hope will be 3 and 4 as they have done in the series against India and England. Hodge and Greaves will bat in the same position that they batted in the test match, 5 and 6. Shepherd, Joseph at 8. Some would say put Ford at 8, but I think we have seen in the past where Joseph continues to pull rank and bat ahead of Ford. Moti, the left-arm orthodox spinner who have been doing so well in ODI cricket, in white ball cricket, will retain his place, and I'm going with the extra bowler, and this time I'm going for pace in O'Shane Thomas. That's my playing 11. Now let me hear what you have to say about your playing 11. Good morning, Wills Roberts. Happy that you are here. I appreciate you being here. Well done. That's all. Someone attacking. Well done. That's all. We have someone attacking the wicket more. Okay. So let's talk about the ODI. We will talk a lot about the test match later this evening when the entire crew will be here. Rutherford and King should not be included in ODI and T20 team again. If these players come back again, then yes, Arjun, I understand those sentiments, but please give me your playing 11. I would like your playing 11 for the match on Thursday. We can discuss this at another time, but right now we want to stay on agenda and look at the playing 11. Let us give our opinion on what we expect the playing 11 to be in the match coming up on Thursday. Andre Billy, good morning. My playing 11 is, and say, Utley, Athanaze, Carty, Hope, Chase, Greaves, Shepherd, Joseph, Ford, Moti, Thomas. So you and I have the same playing 11 there, Andre Billy. So we are thinking alike. We believe that this is the playing 11 that the selectors will go with. I'm not here saying that this is the playing 11. I'm saying that I think this is the playing 11 that the West Indies will go with. Merrick Meredith, good morning to you. Glad to see you here, Merrick. I know today you must be a very, very happy man. Good analyst. Hope Chanderpaul changes his stance. Thank you, Stedroy Mead. I appreciate that. I do hope so too. I just would like to see him just standing a little taller at the crease. Thank you, Stedroy. I appreciate that. Christopher Bristol is saying socks is number 1. Yes, thank you. Thank you. The socks. Batting the socks. I don't think there's any more complete training for a batsman than batting the socks. And the number 1 thing about batting the socks, it cannot get tired. You can bat it all day. You don't need a second person. Truth set free. How are you? Good morning, Mr. Forum. My brother called me telling me to get up. I asked, is Mummy okay? Now, thank you, Truth. I understand. It was an exciting day yesterday. But as I said, I just want to stay on topic now. Join us later, just about 5:30, and then we'll discuss that, right? I thank you for your comment, but we just want to stay on agenda for this morning with the playing 11, because if we go down that road, we are going to miss the playing 11. But we'll be doing that. We'll be looking back at the entire series come 5:30 this evening. The entire gang will be here. But he said that Akeem Jordan and Kevin Sinclair should have been included in the ODI squad. DE 1988 Iffy, as I always said, there was a time when we discussed that. Now we have to support the 15 that is in Australia. There are players that I personally would have loved to be seen in Australia, but they're not there. So let us get behind the squad that is now in Australia, because in the end, only those players in Australia can win this series for us. Kendall Boucher, good morning. Like your playing 11, good one. Thank you that we are on the same wavelength. I will go with the 11 that you suggested. Steadroy me, thank you also. So it appears that more or less, Mr. Forum, I'd open with Hope and push Alec at 3. Truth, I understand that a number of persons have said it in the past. But from last year, I think it was sometime about May or June last year, Shea Hope have decided that he's not going to open in ODI cricket again. He's going to bat at number 4. So while a number of us would have loved to see Shea Hope opening the innings, he have decided that number 4 is where he's going to bat. Everything just seemed lighter. That is true. Ain't that the truth? It is the truth. Everything just seemed lighter today. Mr. Forum, let's take a drink. You played your part as an enforcer. Congrats to the team. Yes, Keith Aaron, but this morning I'm having a hot beverage. So let me... Thank you, Keith Aaron. I know that you love to see when I have a drink, but I'm having a hot beverage this morning. So that's it for me this morning. Please slash a like on the video. Click on the subscribe button. But remember, please join us this evening when we talk about the sweetness that happened in the wee hours of Sunday morning. May God bless you and may you have an inspired day. Michael Douglas is saying, in the Super 50 tournament, Greaves plays as an opener and he was a top scorer. But based on the options we have, Greaves will probably bat at number 6. And yes, Michael Douglas, I consider that. And that is why in my team, I have Greaves batting at number 6, the same position that he batted. So at least we agree on something there, that Greaves will bat at number 6. Many would say that open with Greaves and Athanaze instead of Utley. But where would you bat Utley? Because you do not want to bat Carty at number 5. So if you open with Greaves, bat Utley at 3, Carty may well come at number 5. Thinking about it now, Mikel, maybe we could see Carty batting at number 5 and Utley batting at 3 and Greaves open the innings. But I would stick with Greaves going in at number 6. However, I would not be surprised if Carty dropped down to number 5 to accommodate Greaves opening the innings at Utley batting at number 3. I would not be surprised if that should happen. Keith Aaron is saying, lovely Blue Mountain coffee. Yes, man, it is the best. And you know that the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee is the best in the world. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day and join me at just about 5:30 this afternoon with the entire gang as we discuss the sweet victory of yesterday. Bye for now and God bless you all.